Our conversation led us to the topic of a delightful life. To begin, we must define delight. Delight is the fulfillment of what the heart desires. As we have mentioned, a person is compelled to sacrifice some desires for others. Consequently, suffering is inevitable. So how can life be delightful? Religion proposes this solution: limit superficial desires and endure surface-level hardships to uncover deeper desires and achieve profound delights. Say no to shallow material desires so you can pursue deeper, spiritual ones. Reject weaker delights to experience stronger ones. If you can say no to material pleasures, you will be able to say yes to all spiritual joys. When Sharia prohibits something, it is not to deprive, but to offer something greater. A wise person does not fill their stomach with appetizers at a feast. They wait to enjoy the most delicious dish fully and eagerly. Religious prohibitions work in the same way. Do not satisfy yourself with weak pleasures, or you won't have the capacity to experience greater delights. Religion forbids pursuing animalistic or illusory desires so that you can taste human and genuine pleasure. One must immerse in true pleasures, not merely in their imagination. This is the essence of the struggle against the self. You want to eat, but you must fast. Limit your desire to eat so that the delight of communion with God increases. You want to sleep, but you must pray. Limit your desire to sleep so that you can taste the pleasure of closeness to God. This is the philosophy of Sharia. Islam is neither a utilitarian theory nor a hedonistic worldview that confines pleasure to superficial desires. That same hedonism has, throughout history, destroyed great civilizations and plunged humanity into moral and psychological crises. Humanity, by mistaking the address of pleasure, has distanced itself from God and spirituality. Every crime throughout human history has stemmed from focusing solely on biological and surface-level delights, leading to predatory behavior. That's why countries with strong social welfare have higher suicide rates. Sacrificing spiritual desires for material ones robs life of its allure. It turns a person into a toy for their shallow desires and leads to discontent. Such societies gradually lose both their creativity and progress. To prevent this, God commands the struggle against the nafs. The Quran describes human creation as follows: "Indeed, we have created man from a mixed sperm drop to put him to a test. Then we made him able to hear, able to see." Surah Al-Insan, verse 2. The word amshaj here means mixed and alludes to the conflicting and intertwined desires within humans. Through these desires, we are tested. These inclinations act as the engine of our hearts. Without desires, we could not move forward. Desires push us to act. If you pursue one desire, hundreds of other desires will remain unanswered. Achieving one desire only reveals another. Hence, desires will never end. Although humans want to reach all their desires, this is impossible. The challenge of being human lies in constantly choosing between infinite and conflicting desires. Most people are accustomed to shallow pleasures and cannot imagine that stronger ones exist. Yet, if they were to uncover their deeper desires even once, they would never return to superficial pleasures. That's why hadiths compare the human heart to a gold and silver mine. The deeper you delve into the heart, the more valuable virtues you discover. But how can a person determine what to sacrifice for what? This is where wisdom comes in. Using their reasoning, a person can make the right choice. Wisdom calls humans towards supreme and deep desires, while lust and carnal desires call towards superficial ones. Thus, the struggle against the self is a confrontation between reason and nafs. The struggle with the self determines the limits of human wisdom. As the struggle against the self intensifies, the wisdom grows stronger. When selfishness prevails, the wisdom weakens. The issue isn't about education or knowledge, but wisdom. A person can be educated but unwise. Similarly, they can be uneducated but wise. Knowledge can serve both intellect and nafs. Strengthening wisdom is only possible through the struggle against the self. Superficial desires are referred to as gariza, instincts in Islam, while deeper desires are called fitrah, nature. The struggle against the self means living according to nature. Unlike instincts, which are often conflicting, nature is built upon a singular foundational desire. While material pleasures pull a person in different directions, nature draws them toward one goal because all innate desires are manifestations of the same ultimate desire. This is the desire to meet and unite with God. Only those who contemplate can grasp this desire. But what is contemplation? About this in the next episode.